The Eagles, with a record of 9-4, clinch a playoff berth for the 8th time under Andy Reid with a victory here today. Eagles without Brian Westbrook for the 5th consecutive week. Jeremy Maclin suffered a foot injury Sunday against the Giants, but Kevin Curtis returns for the Eagles, who won the toss. Quentin Demps back deep. And Joe Nedney gets things started. We are underway in Philadelphia. Taken out the 2 by Demps. Demps across the 30, the 40, and finally taken down by the kicker Nedney near midfield. A 47-yard return. Donovan McNabb leads the Eagles offense out.
And this Eagles offense, we talked about their explosive capabilities. One of the things on the pregame show today, the weather obviously has cleared. The question was, what will the field be like? The field here this afternoon resodded last week between the numbers and in the end zones. How is that going to affect this Eagle offense? I think we need to watch, because this is a perimeter-based offense. They like to attack the edges. From the numbers to the sideline, it's not as firm as it is in the middle of the field. We'll see if that has an impact on this Eagles offense.
Michael Vick on the field on the first play from scrimmage for the Eagles. McNabb dumps it off to Leonard Weaver, and Weaver gains 6, tackled by Justin Smith at the 44-yard line.
And there you see that Eagle offense trying to get outside on the edge, and there's Leonard Weaver, one of those weapons we talked about. It's going to be tough for this San Francisco 49er defense to keep pace, to be able to cover all these guys. They are a physical bunch, kind of old school under Mike Singletary. They ask to be more aggressive. Even though they don't have their starting corners, Shawntae Spencer, Dre Bly, they want to get up in the faces of these Eagles receivers and challenge them at the line of scrimmage.
LaShawn McCoy in the backfield on 2nd and 4. Off the fake to McCoy. McNabb rolling right. Now he fires, and it's incomplete. Leonard Weaver, the intended receiver.
Donovan McNabb had a lot of time on that little play action right there, Darryl. He runs out to the right-hand side. He's got all day to throw it downfield, just doesn't make a great throw.
And both Donovan and Leonard have asked Andy Reid to throw the challenge flag because they felt it was a catch. It looked like that ball did bounce off of Leonard Weaver's arms without touching the ground. You see Leonard Weaver's going to get his hands down on the ground, pop that ball back up, and he gets control before that ball touches the ground.
Ruling on the field of an incomplete pass.
Don Carey, our referee, so an early challenge from Andy Reid. It certainly did look like a catch by Weaver.
Donovan McNabb getting out on the edge for that bootleg, and it's just a heck of a job by Leonard Weaver. I definitely think this is going to be overturned. It's going to be a catch. And right away, Leonard Weaver got up, motion to the sideline that it was a catch. Donovan McNabb had his support. So if you're Andy Reid on the sideline and you've got Donovan McNabb and you've got Leonard Weaver saying, hey, throw that flag, that was a catch. He's been a great addition to this Eagles offense. One of those signings in the offseason didn't generate a lot of attention or a lot of publicity, but he sure has been a key figure in this Eagles offense.
He is a weapon, man. With him and LaShawn McCoy in the backfield, talk about a 1-2 punch. Both those guys are very explosive.
And you look as he's gotten more involved in this Eagles offense the second part of the season.
A lot of weapons, this Eagles team, Darryl. A lot of weapons.
They really do, Goose. It's, you line up as a defense, and you don't have Brian Westbrook or Jeremy Maclin out there, and yet there's still so many other guys that you have to worry about.
After review, the ruling on the field is reversed. The pass is complete. It will be Philadelphia ball, 1st and 10 at the 32.5-yard line. Philadelphia is not charged with a timeout.
So it is a catch for Weaver, and since the Eagles won their first challenge, if they win their second, they would then get a third. So it's a first down for the Eagles. The Cardinals have won 31-24 over the Lions. So the 49ers must win this game to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. The toss to Weaver. And Weaver forced out of bounds just shy of the 25-yard line by the former Eagle, Michael Lewis, after a gain of 7.
Soft corner, Darryl.
Yeah, and you're going right after the edges. And this is the San Francisco defense that is very good at running. And we've seen now 3 plays by the Eagles. The first play, a quick screen to the outside. Then you come back with a bootleg. They like to pursue, and I think you're going to see a lot of times this afternoon Donovan McNabb taking advantage of that aggressiveness with plays that will get this defense running.
Second down and 3 from the 25. This is McCoy. And the rookie out of Pitt, LaShawn McCoy, gained 6. Another Eagles first down.
And that is an element that, in my opinion, over the last 5 or 6 weeks, that this Eagles offense has really developed. We talk about the explosive capabilities they have, but they can really kind of line up and just start to pound the ball down the middle of your defense. And you know, last week, that explosive game with the Giants, I thought the most impressive thing was that 12-play drive in the 4th quarter.
We welcome those of you who have been watching the Cardinals and the Lions. First and 10 for the Eagles from the 49ers' 19-yard line. McNabb can't find a receiver downfield. Now he does. It's DeSean Jackson. It's an Eagles touchdown.
Sometimes this offense can make it look really, really easy. And that was just vintage Donovan McNabb. There's DeSean Jackson, number 10, at the top of your screen. He sees that his quarterback is on the move, and that's just not fair. Takeo Spikes is not going to be able to run with DeSean Jackson. And that is the threat that Donovan McNabb has always possessed as a quarterback, the ability to extend and find the open receiver.
The shortest of Jackson's 11 touchdowns. Back in Philadelphia, 7-0 Eagles over the 49ers.
We'll go back and take a look at this touchdown. DeSean Jackson is going to hook into the middle of the field. We're going to hold it right here. Look, now Takeo Spikes has dropped into a perfect position, but Donovan McNabb can escape. Here comes Patrick Willis up to force the issue, and look at all that open field for DeSean Jackson.
That's a nice job by DeSean going to seeing the void right there and getting into it.
Eagles lead the league in points on their opening drives, now with 51. Josh Morgan on the return for the 49ers. Over 23 inches of snow. 49ers traveled in on Friday. They had no issues getting to Philadelphia. First and 10 from the 29-yard line. Alex Smith complete to Delaney Walker. Quentin Michael drags him down at the 36 after a gain of 6.
It's been interesting to watch the evolution of this San Francisco offense since the addition of Alex Smith back into the starting lineup. At the beginning of the year, we had them in the month of September. It was all based on Frank Gore, and it was kind of your traditional 2-back offense. Sean Hill was the quarterback at that time. Now they're kind of tinkering with some things. You saw them there in shotgun, and they're trying to find that balance. They think they struck it last week against Arizona. You heard Tony talk about the performance of Frank Gore, but I think it's still developing.
Smith making his 8th start. Inside handoff to Gore. Frank Gore picks up a first down. He's the reigning NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Will Witherspoon the tackle after a gain of 6 by Gore as we check out the Eagles' 10th-ranked defensive unit.
Yeah, as usual, very aggressive defense for the Philadelphia Eagles. Moses Foku gets the start for Chris Gokong. He'll get to go against old college teammate Vernon Davis at the tight end spot. That's a matchup we have to watch. Sean McDermott and his group defensively, they have played against very, very good tight ends. I will give them that, but tight ends have had some big afternoons against this Eagle defense, and they got another good one right here in Vernon Davis.
First and 10 from the 42-yard line. Smith over the middle. There's Davis. He just circled him, Darryl. Vernon Davis picks up 20 yards and a 49ers first down.
You want to talk about a player who has matured since his time in the NFL, and he admitted to us, when I first got to San Francisco, I was selfish. It was all about me. And I hope everybody remembers last season when Mike Singletary sent him into the locker room during the course of the game and said if he was going to play and behave the way he did not need him on the field. And you can see the response this year by Vernon Davis, a team record for tight ends. Now that includes Brent Jones. There's some good tight ends in the history of the San Francisco 49er franchise.
1st and 10 from the 39. This is Gore. And Gore takes it down inside the 33. Jaquay Parker made the tackle.
And that offensive line is getting some push up there on the line of scrimmage for Gore.
Well, Tony, it's going to be interesting to see how those guys, and really Frank Gore especially, adjust to an offense that has a lot more shotgun in it. The shotgun running game is not an easy thing to block, and it's not really where Frank Gore wants to be. He's a traditional back. He wants a fullback in front of him. He wants to be in an I formation, and you can see right now he's being displaced throughout the formation in an empty set right now.
Gore in the slot to the left. 2nd down and 3. Smith looking for Davis, but the ball was batted at the line by Jaquay Parker.
Pressure from the linebackers.
Well, you bring the pressure into the middle, and you've got it's a hard call. Everybody has to squeeze it down. Now that allows Jaquay Parker to be unblocked coming to your quarterback. And he sees that Alex Smith is going to deliver the ball, elevate, and get your hands up.
I like it better when this Eagles team brings 5 guys, Darryl. I don't think they can get the pressure they need when they just bring that front 4.
3rd and long 3. Smith from the shotgun. Smith throws, and it's incomplete. Pass was intended for Jason Hill. Dimitri Patterson on the coverage.
It'll be interesting to see what decision the 49ers make right here. They're kind of in no man's land.
They are going to send out the field goal unit. Joe Nedney's season long is a 50-yard field goal. This will be a 51-yard attempt.
How's the wind down there, Goose?
He's got a little bit of wind to his back. As you can see the flags on the top of the goalpost.
From the left hash. Andy Lee places it down. Nedney from 51. It is good. Clear skies in Philadelphia.
Not like it was yesterday, Kenny.
Because you were trudging through the snow last night to get back to the hotel after we watched the Cowboys and the Saints.
I haven't had my knees up that high since I was playing football, Kenny. That snow is deep.
A terrific job by the workers who cleared out the stadium, cleared the field overnight. This is Dents, who had a 47-yard return earlier on the opening kickoff. Macho Harris returned kicks last week for the Eagles, but a good job on the first return by Dents today. This time cut down shy of the 20.
Well, we woke up early Saturday morning, and this is what it looked like, and it looked like this all day long. And you mentioned it, Kenny, just an absolutely incredible job by the city of Philadelphia clearing the streets, the parking lots here, and then the 1,200 people that came out to get the stadium ready for the game this afternoon.
They came out early yesterday at about 11 a.m. They were up in the suites. They watched movies. They played games. They watched some hockey, some football, and finally got started later in the day and cleared out the stands, cleared the field.
Did a great job with the field. The field is in perfect condition.
Out to the 23-yard line, McCoy, gaining 5 on first down, brought down by the former Eagle, Takeo Spikes.
It is absolutely amazing to see how good a shape this field is in. Obviously, that new side, you see the difference in the lines right there. There is a substantial difference in the footing once you get outside the numbers. We'll have to wait and see how that holds up for this Eagles offense during the course of the game.
Second down and 5 from the 23. McNabb moving to his left. He was looking for the tight end, Brent Selleck. Justin Smith got a piece of it.
Great job by that offensive line picking up the pressure. Donovan had all day back there to go and look downfield. I think they brought like 7 guys, Darryl.
Yeah, but he got real lucky, Tony, because Justin Smith dropped out on that zone blitz scheme. You talked about the pressure, the guys they added to the rush, but then they dropped Justin Smith out. Donovan McNabb threw it right to him.
Empty backfield on 3rd down and 5. 4 receivers plus the tight end Selleck. Eagles must get to the 28. And that pass a bit low, intended for Jason Avant, who did not catch a pass last week against the Giants. And now the Eagles forced to punt.
A lot of pressure right up the middle. Donovan seems like he's having a little bit of problem putting the ball where it needs to be early in this game so far.
That's been something throughout his career. He'll get into a series of possessions where he's just a little bit off target. Right there, he's got the receiver moving across the formation, gets it down around his knees.
Sav Rocca's first punt. 49ers have not fared well returning punts this season. This is Arnaz Battle, and he's forced back. Terrific coverage on special teams. Tracy White. 49ers start from their own 30-yard line. This is Gore. And Gore is out to the 34, and some extracurricular activity involving the left tackle Joe Staley.
Well, Joe Staley hasn't played in a while. He's got to get some of that angst out. But here's where Frank Gore is more comfortable. Delaney Walker, tight end in front of him, fullback tight end, put somebody in front of Frank. That's where he's at his most comfortable in the backfield. So it will be an adjustment for him as this offense tries to blend the shotgun skills that Alex Smith has at the quarterback and some of the empty stuff they're doing, along with keeping that running game that Frank really likes with a fullback or the tight end in front of him.
Second down and 6. Smith backpedaling in trouble, throws it away. There's a flag at midfield.
Illegal contact. Defense, number 22. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Asante Samuel.
Working against Michael Crabtree down here at the bottom. See if it's beyond 5 yards. Yeah, that's a good call by the official. Asante is a gambler. And whether he thought that was going to be a hitch route on the outside and he jumped the hitch, and all of a sudden Michael Crabtree is going beyond that landmark and he's got to adjust. But those are some of the risks you're going to run when you're an aggressive corner on the outside.
Gore in the backfield, Smith out of a shotgun. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Smith looking for Davis, and it is Quintin Michael who comes up with the interception. Eagles 3rd in the league in takeaways, 4th in interceptions. Quintin Michael with the first takeaway for the Eagles today.
Oh, wait till we show you this one. This is just vintage Eagles defense.
Unbelievable.
So now the Eagles offense starts from their own 32-yard line with a 7-3 lead. Eagles clinch a playoff berth with a win today. LaShawn McCoy gaining 2 out to the 34.
All right, you think you've got the matchup. Jose Johansson is going to come on the blitz, and that's going to put Vernon Davis in a one-on-one situation with number 75, Jaquay Parker, a defensive end. Look where Quintin Michael comes from to make that interception.
But the one thing Vernon Davis needs to do is he needs to go and become a defender. Right here when he sees that, he cannot avoid that. He's got to go and help Alex Smith out, go after the guy who's going to intercept the ball and knock the ball out. That's exactly what Mike Singletary is doing right now, getting in his face, explaining that to him.
On 2nd and 8. Direct snap to Vick. And Michael Vick gains a yard out to the 35.
I think one of the reasons that this offense with Michael Vick at quarterback hasn't maybe produced the results that a lot of Eagle fans want. You see the success that Miami has had with the Wildcat and Ronnie Brown, but defenses play Michael Vick just as a quarterback. They play a straight-up defense. They are not trying to do anything different. So he's facing a normal defensive package. They're not doing anything special.
Three wide receiver set. Third down and 7. Eagles must get to the 42. McNabb under pressure, fires downfield. Pass was intended for Reggie Brown. Shawntae Spencer on the coverage, and McNabb gets back up after taking a hit from his former teammate Michael Lewis.
Again, the confidence of this 49er defense, both of their starting corners are out, but Dre Bly, Shawntae Spencer right there in coverage on this play. They have a lot of confidence. Here comes Michael Lewis off the edge. They're going to bring pressure. They're going to be aggressive. They're not going to try and protect those guys on the outside.
49ers without both Walt Harris and Nate Clemens. Sam Rock's second punt, taken at the 25 by Arnaz Battle. Nowhere to go. And he's tackled by Sean Jones. Eagles are in with a win. From the 27-yard line, Smith out of the shotgun on first down. Fires downfield. Delaney Walker, the intended receiver.
You better watch throwing to the side of Asante Samuel, Darryl.
Yeah, he'll drop off of his route and he'll fall back in on interceptions. We've done the Eagles a couple times this season, Tony. We've seen him do that in the past.
Absolutely. He's a sneaky little one now, man. He comes, and before you know it, he'll be right on top of that ball, and you'll be like, where did he come from?
Calculated risks, though, Tony.
I don't know if they're all calculated very well, but he does a great job of going and turning them into big plays.
Darryl, the fullback, Moran Norris is on the field.
There we go. Get Frank happy.
Frank Gore loves running behind Norris. Second and 10. Here's Gore with Norris leading the way, and he picks up a first down out to the 38-yard line.
Gore does a great job on that, following his fullback right there. Darryl.
Watch his lean, though. You talked about it before, Tony. We watched him on film this week, and he sometimes makes the cut. He has such confidence in his guys that the hole is going to be created. And he is not looking to bounce. He's got a tremendous amount of trust in his offensive line and Moran Norris in front of him that hole is going to be punched out of that defensive front.
Gore brought Norris to the Pro Bowl with him in 2006. Norris with the Lions last year. Gore convinced the 49ers to bring him back to San Francisco. And this time Gore able to gain just one, wrapped up by Jaquay Parker.
And that's what you want to do with Frank. You know, get him running parallel to the line of scrimmage. Don't let him get his shoulders squared up. One of the issues for Philadelphia last week was tackling. We haven't seen it yet today. That's a nice job wrapping up by Jaquay Parker. And then there's that pursuit.
Staying in your lane. Jaquay Parker did a great job of staying out there.
Eagles defense that allowed over 500 yards in a win over the Giants last week. Second down and 9. This is Gore. Again, not much. So the Niners now staring at a third down and 8. Mike Patterson made the last tackle on Gore. Gore will exit on third down.
I think Philadelphia's going to bring that pressure, Darryl. They like it. 3rd and 8. It's going to be a pass play, I think. They're going to bring everything they got.
Yeah, I mean, you want to challenge Alex Smith.
Not give him enough time back there. Here they come. They're all in line of scrimmage.
Glenn Coffey in the backfield. Third down and 8. 49ers must get to the 49. Smith under pressure from Hanson. He throws it away.
That is Eagles defense right there. Put all your guys on the line of scrimmage and bring it. Don't give that quarterback any time to look downfield.
There's 21, Jose Leo Hanson. You talked about the guys in the middle. He's coming off the edge. The scary thing when you play the Philadelphia Eagles, and we had a number of games against them, when early in the game, you've got defenders coming free on their pressure package. That means that you're confused in what you're doing in your protection scheme. And you've got to get that sorted out very quickly because they will continue to bring it until you show you can block it.
Andy Lee angled the punt away from Deshaun Jackson. It rolls into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, he has had a heck of a season here in 2009 and has become one of the most explosive players in the NFL. this season, and you look at his plays, and he talked about it, Kenny, he had a short one today. You know,
well, his first 10, we're taking a look at the first 10 distances right now. They averaged 61 yards.
Receptions, punt returns. The last one was a reverse against the Washington Redskins earlier this year.
You better identify that guy whenever he crosses the line and gets on the field. That's one thing everybody should know. He is a big play man right there, Jackson.
Jackson attended Cal. He worked with Jerry Rice prior to the draft. What did Jerry Rice say about DeSean Jackson? Fastest receiver I have ever seen.
But quick also. I think that's what makes him very dangerous, is you see a lot of guys of his stature and you know about the quickness, but he's just flat out fast.
McNabb with time on first down. Loads of time, but he can't find anyone. And he throws it out of bounds.
And as you pointed out, Tony, you have to know where DeSean Jackson is on the field pre-snap. And I'm sure that there were guys, you know, when you play defense, even offensively, you know, when we played against the Niners, or if Ronnie Lott was on the field, you know, when he was playing for some other teams, you know, I always knew where Ronnie Lott was. And look at DeSean Jackson. He's able to get open. If Donovan McNabb doesn't have a little bit of pressure, he just lost track of him. I mean, he would be my first read.
Leonard Weaver looks to bounce it to the outside. Good second effort as he gains 4 out to the 24-yard line.
Tell you what, watching DeSean Jackson, he's a blocker and a hustler. That's him getting in the scuffle right there. He did a nice job of going and taking the defender out a little bit and staying with him. Not only can he run downfield, Dal, he could block too.
He reminds me of Steve Smith, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Tough guy, tough. Yep. Here he is on the outside.
Which Steve Smith?
Steve Smith for the Carolina Panthers.
Look, he stays with him. Look. Love it.
3rd down and 6. Movement prior to the snap.
Smart job by Jason Peters on that play. Defender comes across the line of scrimmage and go get that extra 5 yards right there. That's smart play.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 55. 5-yard penalty. It remains 3rd down.
Ahmad Brooks.
Ahmad Brooks had a huge game against the Arizona Cardinals last week, but right now they've got him matched up with, in my opinion, Philadelphia's best offensive tackle, you know, Jason Peters. You know, he's one of the best in the NFL. Put him on the other side, you know, have him see how if Winston Justice is ready to deal with that today.
Michael Vick back on the field for the Eagles. Third down and 1. And Vick is tackled just shy of the marker. Michael Lewis along with Takeo Spikes. Look to be short. It will depend on the spot.
Well, that's the niche that Michael Vick has kind of created in this Eagles offense. Short yardage, red zone, goal line. Trying to get that edge sealed and allow him to use his speed to the outside. Michael Lewis, number 32, just does a nice job with safety support, getting up there into the backfield.
And the Eagles leaving the offense on the field on 4th down. McNabb sprinted back out. Only 5 seconds on the play clock, and the Eagles are forced to use a timeout.
All right, now you guys questioned the onside kick against the Washington Redskins to start the game. I'm going to question this one right here.
I'm with you on this one.
I mean, I like the onside kick call. It was there. They just didn't execute it. But this one is puzzling. And now we've got Michael Vick. He took a shot in the lower leg when Michael Lewis came up on that support.
Yeah, if you don't get this one, you give San Francisco a great opportunity to get back on the board again.
I'll tell you what, dude, he's got a thigh bruise, Tony. It looks like he got one right in the thigh. And,
they hurt.
Oh, boy, do they hurt.
Oh, they hurt.
And he's got the thigh pad in, too. I see so many guys today that play this game without the thigh pad, and I don't know how they do it. A lot of the wide receivers, even some of the running backs out there without a good thigh pad, and that's what you get. You get that shoulder. It could even be the arm coming through.
Some of the big guys just don't want to carry the extra weight sometimes, Darryl. Know that from experience.
The Eagles going for it, guys, on 4th down, and Weaver is stopped.
He doesn't have it, Donovan. He's not even close. You can put that arm down.
Thanks to Takeo Spikes.
I have no idea why Andy Reid would even think about doing that one.
In the first quarter.
Wow. Momentum swing big time to San Francisco right now. Their bench is all fired up. The fans are not liking that call from Andy Reid at all.
And there's Michael Lewis again. Takeo Spikes gets the first hit. I think Leonard Weaver might be able to wiggle free, and Michael Lewis comes up, make sure he's held short.
Both former Eagles, Lewis and Spikes, involved in the tackle on Vick on 3rd down and Weaver on 4th.
I don't know what Coach Reid was thinking there.
So the 49ers take over at the Eagles 29. Gore the lone back, 2 tight ends. Now Gore split to the right, empty backfield. Smith to Delaney Walker. And Walker has a first down.
Good job by Chad Ochocinco. He wanted to wear Chris Henry's number today, and there's no better way to pay tribute to him than to go out and have a great afternoon against San Diego, put some points on the board. So good for him.
Gore brought down by the combination of Foku and Parker as Vick heads off. Kurt mentioned big implications. Bengals clinch the division with a win. Chargers have won their last 8. Time winding down in this first quarter. Eagles scored on their opening drive, 19 yards from McNabb to Deshaun Jackson. Joe Nedney, a 51-yard field goal for the Niners. We do not have to run another play. 32 degrees in Philadelphia after over 23 inches of snow fell in this city.
You can tell it's cold because our cameraman is shaking. The moon is not moving like that. It's really still. Just to let everybody know.
Cameraman shivering?
I think that's the best analysis we've ever heard from Goose.
See that? Is that tremendous or what?
2nd and 10 from the 16. Smith to Walker inside the 10. The ball comes loose, and the Eagles have recovered. Asante Samuel on the recovery, the 2nd San Francisco turnover.
Andy Reid's got to love that defense.
Yeah, he's looking for Sheldon Brown right now. He's out on the field waiting for Sheldon to come over.
Oh.
Thank you, Sheldon. Thank you.
What a great job of stripping the ball right there. Sheldon Brown goes right, solidifies the tackle, goes and rips the ball out. All the Eagles players are around the ball. Watch how he goes, pulls the point right out. Boom. That's how you strip the ball. That's a huge play for this Eagles team to go and gain back that momentum after a 4th and 1 disaster.
So the Eagles offense back on the field from their own 6-yard line. McNabb to Jackson. Gain of 3, and everybody we talked to on the defensive side after the Eagles allowed over 500 yards last week. Sean McDermott, the coordinator, he said, I'm proud of how the guys have handled the week from Sunday up until this point. No finger pointing. And Sheldon Brown said we didn't have people running to the ball fast enough. We didn't tackle. There's Sean McDermott, and the Eagles defense has come up big so far today.
He's a fascinating guy, Daryl, Sean McDermott.
He's done a heck of a job.
I just like the way he goes and just wants the guys to tackle. He says it should be a collision. You know, you just don't tackle somebody, you go after him and you pound them.
Have been in a number of NFC Championship games, have made it to the Super Bowl one time, lost to the New England Patriots. The one thing missing from Donovan McNabb's resume is that Super Bowl championship.
He's been to 5 NFC Championship games. 2nd down and 7. Play action. McNabb steps up and throws. Michael Lewis on the coverage. There is a flag. The intended receiver.
Well, and credit LaShawn McCoy with the opportunity to have this play executed in the penalty yardage attained.
Defense, number 32. Spot foul. Automatic first down.
I saw exactly what you saw, Moose. McCoy did a great job of picking up the blitzer on the outside.
Yep, here goes Brent Selleck down the field, and you're going to see the contact before the ball arrives by Michael Lewis right there. But it's a moot point if LaShawn McCoy doesn't come across the formation in front of his quarterback and get the block for Donovan McNabb that gives him the time to make that throw.
Empty backfield from the 24-yard line on first down. McNabb had the pass batted back. Ahmad Brooks, what a game he played last week against the Arizona Cardinals.
Just an unbelievable game, and this is what I think they should do. Watch, here goes 55 up the field, now back underneath. Justin Smith comes out and attacks Jason Peters. You want to get a matchup when you're rushing the passer, just like you do when you're trying to throw the ball. If there's somebody out there that you feel has an opportunity to get to the quarterback, you know, give him the best opportunity. Jason Peters is not that matchup for Ahmad Brooks. I'm not saying he can't beat him, but it'd be a heck of a lot easier against somebody else.
On 2nd and 10, McNabb fires to a wide open Selleck into 49ers territory. Finally tackled by Shawntae Spencer at the 33-yard line. A 43-yard pass play.
Good news, bad news on that play. A big gainer by Brent Selleck, but here comes LeSean McCoy limping off the field. Again, we talked about it at the top. There are so many big play threats on this Eagle offense. Now, Jeremy Maclin's not playing today. Brian Westbrook is down again, and LeSean McCoy is now over on the sideline.
Michael Vick went to the locker room with a thigh injury. His return is questionable. Weaver is in for McCoy. 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. McNabb to Jackson. Deshaun Jackson close to a first down. Michael Lewis made the tackle.
Oh, this is a nice job of a design pattern for the Philadelphia Eagles. They're going to send Leonard Weaver out on a swing pass. Now watch, as he comes out here, Manny Lawson's going to run with him. That's going to open up this hole right here for Donovan McNabb. Manny Lawson moves out to make sure he's got Leonard Weaver covered. Boom, it opens up that little void in the defense for Deshaun Jackson.
His 3rd catch today, and good news for the Eagles. Darryl McCoy back on the field. From the 23 on first down. The give to McCoy. And McCoy gains 5. Spikes the tackle. LeSean McCoy down to the 18-yard line of San Francisco.
Still got a little bit of limp there, but that was a nice run for somebody who's nursing a little bit of an injury right now. And Mike Singletary even said, you know, we talked to him about, you know, can you do something? You know, Brian Westbrook may not play, Jeremy Maclin may not play. And he said, well, you know, LeSean McCoy, I mean, it's like Brian Westbrook's little brother out there. I mean, you watch him on film, and he looks exactly the same.
Yeah, he can do it all.
There's Westbrook, 2nd down and 5. 4 wide receivers. McNabb complete, and that's Kevin Curtis returning today. He has not played since week 2 due to a knee injury.
Offensive line are doing a great job on that defensive line of getting their hands down. We've seen some batted balls, but watch the offensive line on the right. They're cutting the defensive linemen so they don't have an opportunity to get their hands up and block those balls from Donovan McNabb. That's a smart heads-up play with that offensive line.
I know you always enjoyed offensive linemen down around your knees, right, Goose?
Oh, yeah, great. I used to send them Christmas cards and everything. I really liked it.
Automatically you have to drop your hands.
Smart on their part, though, on that play.
From the 11 on first down. McNabb to the outside. To the tight end. That's the other Alex Smith, not the 49ers quarterback, but this is the Alex Smith out of Stanford who broke into the league with the Tampa Bay Bucks, and he gains 3. Remember, the Eagles started this drive on their own 6-yard line after the turnover. Andy Reid going for it on 4th and 1. They were stopped. 49ers on their ensuing possession turned the ball over.
Boy, the whole middle of that field is wide open for a quarterback draw.
And McNabb wants a timeout. Second Eagles timeout, early 2nd quarter. 2nd down and 7 for the Eagles from the 8-yard line following the timeout. McNabb with a shovel pass to McCoy, but Takeo Spikes was right there to make the tackle.
McCoy almost lost that ball on the exchange from Donovan McNabb. I mean, he was very lucky to keep that ball. Watch right here. He just sees him. It's going to be a little shuffle pass. I mean, he turned his head. McCoy turned his head, but Luckily, that ball didn't pop right off his shoulder pads. He dodged the bullet right there.
Third down and 6. McCoy split to the left. Jackson in the slot. Reggie Brown split to the right. Eagles can't pick up a first down without reaching the end zone. McNabb steps up. He's inside the 5. There's a flag. He's being chased by Paris Harrison. He reaches towards the goal line. He may have picked up a first down.
He got a touchdown signaled also.
One official signal touchdown. There is a flag at the 2-yard line.
Who said Donovan doesn't have wheels anymore?
He was moving, man. Moving. Michael Lewis was in the back of the end zone here shaking his head. I think that penalty is going to be on him.
Defense, number 32. That penalty is declined. Result of the play, touchdown.
So McNabb crossed the plane. It is an Eagles touchdown.
Now, this is the impressive thing to me. I really thought that Paris Harrison was going to be able to get Donovan McNabb down.
He's got the wheels, man.
Yeah.
He's back.
Nice work with his feet to stay in bounds before he could get that ball across the plane.
His second rushing touchdown of the season. 9 plays, 94 yards. The Eagles' 4th straight game with a touchdown drive of at least 80 yards.
And that's the scary thing about this offense. We've talked about how explosive they can be and the players that are on the field offensively, but when you can do a 12-play, 91-yard drive last week against the Giants in the 4th quarter to kind of put that game away, to bounce back from a 4th down opportunity you missed deep in your territory and go 94 yards for a touchdown. When you put that together with the explosive component of this offense, that's pretty scary stuff.
And during that 12-play, 91-yard drive against the Giants on the road, no 3rd down plays at all. On this 94-yard drive, only 1 3rd down, and that was the last play on which McNabb scored.
I like the comment that Peyton Manning made this year where you had him in the preseason against the Philadelphia Eagles. And we talked to him about 3rd down and the things that they were working on. He goes, you know, I'm a firm believer that why wait till 3rd down to get it done? You know, you can get a first down on 1st down or 2nd down. So the Eagles have found that element in their offense too. Why wait till 3rd down? Especially when it's one you're struggling on a little bit.
Peyton just likes having more time on the clock so he can score more points. That's why he wants to score fast now.
The only remaining unbeaten team in the NFL are the Colts following the loss by the Saints last night. Alex Smith to Frank Gore on 1st down, and Gore tripped up by Broderick Bunkley after gaining 6.
Good hustle by Broderick Bunkley. I mean, he's your biggest guy down there inside. You know, pushing the pocket, turning around, retracing, and getting downfield. Yep.
Retrace your steps, turn around, and run straight back, and that's exactly what he did to make the tackle. If he didn't get, tell you what, if he didn't get Frank Gore down, he'd still be running maybe.
Yeah, there was a lot of space out there.
A lot of room out there.
2nd down and 4, 2 tight ends set. Gore. And Gore has a first down out to the 35-yard line. Brent Cole made the tackle after a gain of 9.
I'm impressed with how he's running out of the shotgun, Tony. Because
very patient.
Yeah, and you know what? Not to say that that's not part of him, because every great running back has a tremendous amount of patience to let the hole open, but running behind a fullback or a tight end is completely different than running out of the shotgun, and he's doing a nice job tonight.
From the 35 on 1st down, Smith to the right for Josh Morgan. Not much as Samuel made the tackle. Morgan gains about a half yard.
You don't want a slow developing play around Asante Samuel. If you're going to throw that quick little smoke pass, whatever the offense calls it from team to team, you don't want to do that towards number 22.
There should be a stay away from that number right there.
Don't throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage. That's a lot of work for a half a yard.
He's been doing a lot better job, too, Asante Samuel tackling.
Second down and 9 from the shotgun. Smith chased by Hansen. Forced to throw it away.
Well, how many times have we seen it in this first half, Tony? Just free guys right to Alex Smith. We credit Sean McDermott in his defensive game plan. And the guy who's been doing most of it is Joselio Hansen. Here he comes again, number 21. Free right to Alex Smith.
They actually dropped Jaquay Parker on that play. Going to gain another man in coverage. And sent Hansen. They're mixing it up out there, I'll tell you what. Keeping that San Francisco 49er offense off balance.
Third down and 9, 3 wide receivers. 49ers must get to the 45 for a first down. Intercepted by Samuel. His 8th of the season. It's the 3rd 49ers turnover of this first half.
I guess they haven't been listening to us, Darryl. They got to take our advice. That's exactly what Asante Samuel will do. He'll hide, he'll be unorthodox, but he'll go and make the big play, and you just saw it right there.
And Alex Smith knows this. We talked to him yesterday about it. Watch at the top, watch him drop. Jason Hill, and he peels off right to Vernon Davis. Again, it's like a trap coverage because Asante Samuel had help over the top. So Alex Smith looks out. He thinks that he's in a man-to-man situation, and he has to run with Jason Hill. But Asante Samuel has the safety over the top, and he can break off and come right into where Vernon Davis was going for the interception.
Samuel with 8 picks, most by an Eagle in the Andy Reid era. Troy Vincent had 7 back in '99. McNabb on first down, complete to the tight end Selleck. Selleck gains 5 to the 23. So the story for the 49ers in their game Monday night against Arizona, they forced 7 turnovers in the win, but in the first half today, they are -3.
And that was a pretty tough offense that they went against last Monday night, too. You're talking about Larry Fitzgerald and Anquan Bolden, Beanie Wells, Tim Hightower. There's a lot of weapons in that offense, too.
Second down at 5, McCoy up the middle. And LaShawn McCoy has a first down to the San Francisco 15. Well, it's a tough week for the 49ers, playing on Monday night. Short week. They did not practice Wednesday. They traveled on Friday. They were up very early yesterday for meetings.
You know what? You find a way to get through it, though. Those weeks happen during the course of the season for virtually every team in the NFL. And you've just got to find a way to be mentally strong to get through that week and come out here on Sunday and play your best football.
That's a true statement. Not everybody is hell happy with their schedule when they see it come out.
Leonard Weaver. Weaver down to the 10. Tackled from behind by the NFL's leading tackler, Patrick Willis. And the 49ers know that they must win today to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. Arizona beat Detroit 31-24. So a loss by the 49ers today, and they would be eliminated from playoff contention. The Cardinals would clinch their 2nd consecutive NFC West crown.
Here's Brent Selleck. This is the guy that Donovan McNabb wants to get involved in the red zone.
McNabb on 2nd and 5 has another pass batted back. This one by Abreu Franklin.
Some hang time by Abreu.
He was up there.
Darryl, you talked about Selleck in the red zone. His red zone numbers this season: 10 receptions, 6 touchdowns.
You have to worry about so many other players. It's easy to get number 87. You kind of lose him in the shuffle when you're worried about Deshaun Jackson and all the other weapons that the Eagles have.
Third down and 5, McNabb. And there's a flag. He was looking for Jason Avant.
Well, you mentioned the tough week that San Francisco had getting ready for this game, but they have not helped themselves at all this afternoon in the first half. Turnovers, critical penalties.
Holding, defense, number 31. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Little hook and pull by Dre Bly.
I wonder what he's thinking under that smile, Darryl.
Seething on the inside.
Oh.
Weaver in the backfield, 1st and goal from the 5, 2 tight ends. Selleck and Smith. The toss to Weaver. Weaver fights his way back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a nice job by your perimeter run support, though. You're coming up, you're taking on those big pulling linemen. Get them chopped down. Just create a pile so there's nowhere for the running back to go. Watch Dre Bly, number 31. He's going to get up there first. Get up there, chop them down, make a pile. Manny Lawson working to the outside. Then your guys can rally in and make the tackle, but you've got to set the edge.
That 49ers defense doing a nice job of flowing to the ball. Wouldn't be surprised to see a little misdirection.
2nd and goal. McCoy and Weaver in the backfield. McNabb pump fakes. Now he throws through the corner of the end zone. 3rd and goal coming up. Eagles drove 94 yards on their last possession. Looking to capitalize on the 3rd San Francisco turnover. Now looking. Now he throws it away again.
There's your misdirection, Tony.
That was it. That great coverage, though. The 49ers, Spencer on Selleck was doing a nice job of blanketing him, because I think that's where Donovan wanted to go. Talked about in that red zone, finding Selleck all the way on the backside. Watch how he looks left as soon as he gets out of this. He looks left, but Selleck is covered. No one to go to. There it is again. So he peeks back. He's looking for a throwback, huh, Darryl?
Yeah, he's looking for anybody at that point.
Yeah. So David Akers, the 2nd leading scorer in the entire league. Short field for the Eagles following the interception by Asante Samuel. And David Akers' 22-yard field goal extends the Philadelphia lead. It is now 17-3. The Eagles clinch a playoff berth with a win. An Eagles win would also eliminate the 49ers, thanks to the victory by the Arizona Cardinals today in Detroit, 31-24. Akers kickoff, taken at the 1 by Morgan. Morgan hurdles to the 24.
One thing you do not want to do, Darryl, is leave your feet like that. You will get KO'd.
Well, Josh Morgan left his feet, and we talk about the 3 San Francisco turnovers in this first half, Darryl, which have led to 10 Philadelphia Eagles points.
It was going to be a tough day for San Francisco to come here to Philadelphia on the road. You mentioned what their week was like. They're going to have to play as close to air-free football as they possibly could. They haven't done that today. They've had the 3 turnovers. They've had 2 penalties in the end zone. They're making things harder on themselves. So can they get something done on this drive right here and maybe go in at halftime at 17-10, and all of a sudden you look back and you go, you know what, we did not play well at all, but we're 1 possession away.
Direct snap to Frank Gore. And Gore picks up a first down out to the 40-yard line.
Nice little sell by Alex Smith, too.
Yeah, that was nice.
Like the snap goes up over its head, you get all the defenders to look at that, and then here comes Frank Gore around the corner.
I just like when Frank Gore makes that cut, Darryl, how he goes and has another gear as he's coming through the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I'd love to play against that guy, I'll tell you.
From the 40 on first down, complete to Morgan. There is a flag. Morgan into Eagles territory, knocked out by Sean Jones.
Sheldon Brown with a bad decision there, went inside to make the play, got blocked out, and then lost contain on the edge.
An eligible receiver downfield on a pass. Offense, number 68. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Right tackle Adam Snyder.
Again, there's one of those mistakes. You finally get a nice little pass out here. There goes Sheldon Brown underneath. Makes Michael Crabtree's job a lot easier.
So the penalty erases the 15-yard gain by Morgan. Goose, you said you love to play against Gore. What running backs gave you the most trouble? Who did you just hate playing against?
Well, I really didn't hate playing against anybody except for
Sam Gash.
Yeah, Sam Gash, exactly right.
His
and he was on
teammate.
my own team. In practice, that was the only guy who went full go all the time. Got more burners in practice than that guy. But I respect guys who run like this man right here out. Just go downhill runner like Gore, and just, you know, a hard player. It's a challenge, you know. It's a challenge for a defense lineman to stop a guy like that. That's why I'd love to play against him.
Gore gains 2. I don't know. I heard you checked out. I heard you went to the sidelines in practice whenever Gash came onto the field.
I would do this, Kenny. I would just go out and just tap my helmet and call in one of the rookies. Get in here, man. I just find a way out whenever Sam Gash got into the lineup in practice. That's a true statement.
57 yards for Gore. Goose, you mentioned during our open, the Eagles have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in their last 23 games. Gore more than halfway there. Smith backpedaling, rolling right on 2nd and 13. 3 Eagles chasing him, and Smith throws it away.
Early on in that, Alex Smith didn't need to move. He had Frank Gore slipping through, and he's going to be able to dump it to him. And he decided to bail out. Let's see if he was looking for Vernon Davis down the field. But right here, just hang in there and then dump it to Frank. Now you're backpedaling. Now, this Eagle front is very fast.
And they're moving, running to the ball.
They're down at 13. Smith fires downfield. He was looking for the tight end, Davis.
You know, Kenny, I'd have to rethink that question you asked me about, is there ever a running back that you really didn't like playing against? That had to be Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders embarrassed me a couple of times. I thought I had him. I was an inch from him. But I swung to go and hit him, and he wasn't there. It was like he was a magician.
Tackling a ghost.
Oh, Houdini had nothing on him.
Sure you weren't the only one, Goose.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Again, a good job by Lee, angling the punt away from Deshaun Jackson. On the 16-yard line, McCoy gains 6 out to the 22, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Over 23 inches of snow in Philadelphia. This game shifted from 1 to 4:15 p.m. by the National Football League yesterday. 3 extra hours to clear out the snow. And the Eagles lead the 49ers 17-3. McNabb on 2nd and 4. Pass is dropped by Curtis.
Hey, Tony, there's that orchestration of the offensive line again, knowing that it's a quick pass and trying to get the defensive line to get their hands down. Watch them all get down. All at the
that's
same time.
awesome. That's a good job. That's tough for defensive linemen because you got to worry about that every time you rush the passer now, and it could slow down your pass rush significantly. You guys got any snow up in that booth?
A little bit.
A little toasty up there.
Darrell's got his overcoat on. 3rd down and 4. McNabb to Jackson, and Deshaun Jackson has an Eagles first down and more across midfield. And with that reception, Deshaun Jackson goes over 1,000 yards for the season. A 39-yard pass play.
I tell you, he is scary fast. Here comes number 10 across the formation in motion, and now back underneath the 2 players. Make Mark Roman really work to try and get back in that man-to-man coverage. Picks up a nice block downfield by Jason Avant.
Those defenders better take better angles because think they're underestimating Deshaun Jackson's speed. You ain't gonna chase that guy down from behind.
Third receiver to go over 1,000 in a season under Andy Reid. The others, Terrell Owens and Kevin Curtis. From the 39 on first down. McCoy runs for the sidelines.
What a great
picks
job.
up another first down.
Great job. And there's the benefit of this explosive passing game, is the ability for Philadelphia to be, in my opinion, the best screen team in the NFL. And it's not just wide receivers, it's tight ends, running backs. Everybody is involved in the screen game, and you're so worried about that explosive component of the offense. All of a sudden, they just sneak that little screen in, and they usually come up with big plays there, too.
There's Marty Mornhinweg. Spent 4 seasons as the 49ers offensive coordinator. Grew up in San Jose. Around the 28 on first down. McNabb looking for Jackson off his right hand.
You needed Reggie Brown to get a little bit more inside. He allowed Mark Roman to be there in a position to make a big hit on Deshaun Jackson.
That was a tight throw right there, too.
Yeah, but I think it was tight because Reggie Brown needed to be inside the numbers. He was kind of outside the numbers coming down on his vertical route, and that allowed Mark Roman to be close enough to be able to get over to help out on Deshaun Jackson.
18.9 average leads the NFL. 2nd and 10. Weaver tackled by Paris Harrelson. No gain. McNabb on 3rd and 10. McNabb fires for the end zone. It's short, and it's intercepted by Shawntae Spencer. Pass was intended for Deshaun Jackson, and Spencer, a native of Pennsylvania, comes up with his 2nd interception of the season.
Very, very interesting decision there. Reggie Brown coming in motion on the top. It's a max protect. You've only got a couple of guys out on the route vertically down the field. There's 3 defenders there. Donovan McNabb is going to want to have that one back. Where he should have gone is just checked it down to Leonard Weaver. Here he comes right out here on the flat.
Outside. Tried to force one in there. I think the last 2 were trying to be forced. One to Deshaun Jackson on the outside corner.
Only the 8th pick thrown by McNabb this season in 12 games. So the 49ers, with 44 seconds remaining and 2 timeouts, start from their own 20. 49ers also will get the ball to start the 2nd half. Smith to Gore. Gore down at the 27, gain of 7. Timeout with 32 seconds remaining.
The division leaders in the NFC, as we take a look at the playoff picture. New Orleans no longer undefeated. The Dallas Cowboys ending that last night. There's your wild card scenario right now. Green Bay trying to keep pace with the Dallas Cowboys. Tied with the Pittsburgh Steelers now 14-14. And there is in the hunt New York playing tomorrow night against the Washington Redskins. And you can see how critical that is for San Francisco. They have really, you know, at this time of year you hear the controlling your destiny, or whether you've lost control of your destiny. And you can go back and look through the course of the season. A lot of close games lost by the 49ers, especially on the road this year. And I think one of the ones that they'll go back to is the Seattle game a couple of weeks ago. I think they felt that they were ready to kind of make a push at the end of the season. And Mike Singletary, he was not shy about it. He talked about playoffs very early in the season for this group. And right now they're going to need a lot of help to get there. But he said, hey, I'm the coach. My players played. This is where we're at right now. This is what it is. But he also said, I don't think these guys know how good they can be. So I think it's just a process they're going through, and they've taken a lot of good steps this season.
It was the Eagles, Darryl, who called that timeout. Not sure why. 49ers have 2 remaining. DeQuay Parker with the pressure, and the pass is intercepted by Tracy White.
This defense is unbelievable, coming up with big plays. I mean, they are relentless with the pass rush. They're covering everybody, forcing Alex Smith into a bad situation right here, and he takes the bait, just throws it away while he's in the grass. Not a good decision by him, but smart heads-up play right there by Tracy White.
The third Eagles interception, their fourth takeaway of this first half, and the first career interception for Tracy White in his 7th season. So with 28 seconds remaining, Eagles from the 49ers 29. McNabb throws, and the catch is made by Avant. Remember, the Eagles are out of timeouts.
We got plenty of time. Oh, we got two guys. Oh, Leonard Weaver, he's got to know what the situation is. Oh, that is not smart by Leonard Weaver. He just cost him a play. Donovan's going to get right over to him right now. There's a time and a place for everything, but you cannot get into a jawing match with the opposition when you have no timeouts at the end of the half. He has got to be smarter than that. Here they are right here. Just get up here, get lined up. You've got an opportunity. Look at the clock. You've got an opportunity for a shot into the end zone if you allow your quarterback to clock it. Now you don't. Now you're down to 5 seconds. You really can't do it.
Weaver involved with Ahmad Brooks. So now the Eagles will extend their lead to 17 on the 26-yard field goal by Akers.
Well, you got 3 points, but you gave up an opportunity for a shot at 7 points. Fullbacks are smarter than that, Goose.
Yeah, you know, Weaver had his back to the line of scrimmage, too. There's Donovan and McNabb yelling at Weaver.
Reggie Brown throwing his tape at him.
Yeah, Brooks does a nice job of making sure that his back is at least. And that's a smart defensive player right there. Andy's not too happy about that. I was going to talk to him on the way in. I think I'm going to stay away from him.
Who are you going to go talk to? I think you got both of them upset right now. You might not have an option. I don't think Mike Singletary's in a much better mood.
I might get them both coming out. Hot chocolate sounds real good right now, Daryl.
Take one to each of them on the way into the tunnel. Maybe that'll solve.
That ain't happening. If I got one in my hand, it's going down this throat right here.
So Leonard Weaver potentially costing the Eagles 4 points. They wind up with 3 instead of a chance at 7. But the Eagles now with 13 points off turnovers. 49ers have committed 4 here in the first half. Ball blows off the tee, so Akers will reset. Morgan. And that will bring us to the end of the first half here in Philadelphia. 31 degrees in Philadelphia. Clear skies, a little bit of wind. Over 23 inches of snow over the weekend. Kickoff by Akers, taken at the 5 by Josh Morgan. Morgan across the 35, and it's Akers who's unable to push him out of bounds, and finally Joselu Johansson does at the Eagles' 31-yard line. So a big return by Morgan.
Well, there's a great start for the San Francisco 49ers, because really their season has come down to this last 30 minutes here in this second half. You know, Arizona won earlier today. For San Francisco to stay alive for another week in the playoff hunt, they have to win this game. So they came out in the first half and they did not play well. They turned the ball over 4 times. Defensively, they made some key breakdowns. They lost contain a few times. They allowed Philadelphia to have the big plays, which is what their offense is based on. But you practice against it all week, you watch it on film, and you've got to be able to limit those opportunities.
Following the 52-yard return on the second half kickoff, Gore is bottled up. Darren Howard, along with Trent Cole, a loss of a yard on the play. Frank Gore, 57 yards on the ground in the first half. 49ers turned the ball over 4 times. They kicked a field goal on their opening drive and then 4 turnovers on their last 6 possessions. Gore split to the right. Second down and 11, and the play is blown dead.
They have had some untimely penalties, too.
All-star. Offense, number 46. 5-yard penalty. Remain second down.
That's Delaney Walker. The Eagles came into this game, Darryl, as the second most penalized team in the league. Philadelphia only 1 penalty today. San Francisco 5.
Yeah, and at very critical times, down in the red zone, in the end zone. You know, situations like that. Pre-snap at 2nd and 11, now at 2nd and 16.
It's like Andy Reid's trying to get that crowd back into it, telling his defense to get this crowd back into, making it difficult for the offense to hear out there.
On 2nd and 16, 49ers keep it on the ground with Gore. Not much. Gore to the 47 of the Eagles. Now, the 49ers this year, just 1-5 on the road, but they have kept the games close away from home. Lost to Minnesota in the final seconds by 3. Lost in Indianapolis by 4. Green Bay by 6. Houston by 3 and Seattle by 3. So this is actually uncharacteristic.
Yeah, close doesn't count, though, right, Goose?
Never. It does not.
Trail this game by 17. 3rd down and 14. Smith's pass is caught. First reception today for the rookie.
Number 15, Michael Crabtree, coming across the field. Does a nice job on the sideline. Thought he got a little bit farther, a little bit closer to that 4th down marker.
Well, the 49ers will leave the offense out on the field. It's 4th down and 3 instead of attempting a 54-yard field goal. Smith on 4th and 3, and the pass is caught for a first down and more by Josh Morgan. Morgan finally brought down at the 14-yard line. He needed 3, and he gained 22.
Well, Asante Samuel had an opportunity to make a tackle because Josh Morgan did not run his route deep enough to catch and have the yards for the first down. He's going to be short if it's a boom-boom play right there. If Asante Samuel makes that tackle, it's going to be short.
I think he went too high on him. Asante Samuel should have went down towards his legs. This is like almost what we saw last week when the Eagles played the Giants, the missed tackles. That'll hurt you.
So a new set of downs for San Francisco from the Eagles 14. Smith moving to his left under pressure, and he throws it away. Heard footsteps from Quentin Michael.
I think that was a mix-up there. Michael Crabtree is running to Alex Smith right now. I think to try and get this sorted out, or maybe he's talking to the official, but it looked like Michael Crabtree was supposed to simulate a block and then release late. Let's take a look at number 15 at the top of your screen. The play comes this way and then goes back to the other side of the field.
Looks like he second-guessed himself there, Darryl. He's like ready to take off now and doesn't really know what to do.
Yeah, now he's caught between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah, a lot of green shirts coming at me, Alex.
On 2nd and 10, Frank Gore.
You talk about having somebody in front of Frank Gore when he likes to run, and whether it's a fullback, but a lot of times you're going to get, you know, one of those offensive linemen, and that's just like having a huge, you know, a huge fullback in front of you.
It's almost as good.
They don't get out of your way as much, but big bodies there. It's like they're doing a screen.
Third down and 7. Empty backfield. Smith gets rid of it quickly. It's complete to Morgan, and there's the tackling, Goose, that you were talking about.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. He still's got to wrap his arms a little bit, but as he's telling Morgan right now, Asante Samuels, that was me on the tackle.
Watch where his head goes, Goose. To the outside.
Knowing that he has help on the inside.
Absolutely, the leverage.
Still want to wrap those arms, though. A little flipper there, too.
Well, remember, you talked about it earlier, and this comes from Jim Johnson. It's been carried on by Sean McDermott. When these guys tackle, they don't form tackle. They tackle to punish the guy with the ball.
Absolutely.
25-yard attempt, Joe Nedney. Nedney now 2 for 2. All right, here's Nedney's kickoff. Taken at the 10 by Moncho Harris. Harris upended by Marcus Hudson. 20 yards on the return. Eagles lead the 49ers 20-6. A loss by San Francisco, and they will be eliminated from playoff contention. Eagles clinch a playoff berth with a victory today. First and 10 for the Eagles from their own 30-yard line. Off the play fake. McNabb steps up. Now throws, and it is picked off by Dre Bly. The second interception thrown by McNabb today.
Oh, how many times did he fall down? He was trying to get to the end zone.
Donovan just throwing across his shoulder.
Yeah,
we saw really.
A bad decision in the first half when he threw into the end zone. He's got Deshaun Jackson breaking away, but Dre Bly, he baited him into this one. I mean, he was just waiting and hoping that he was going to throw it. Deshaun Goldson almost had it too. And he may have had a better chance of taking it to the end zone.
Yeah, he threw it behind him. That's a tough throw right there.
Oh, Merry Christmas. There you go.
That's nice.
To a fan wearing his jersey, 42nd career interception for Dre Bly. So the 49ers have some life. From the Eagles 35. Off the fake to Gore. Down goes Smith back at the 46-yard line. Trent Cole now with 10.5 sacks this season.
As fast as you get that life, it's taken away from you with Trent Cole. Right up the middle, unblocked.
How does that happen?
It looked like Gore was supposed to take him, but he just whiffed. You can't whiff on Trent Cole, I'll tell you that, or you're going to get your quarterback hurt.
Well, you really don't want to put your running back on Trent Cole either. That's not a real good design. So something else had to happen there. That doesn't make any sense. As much as you want to know where Deshaun Jackson is, if you're a San Francisco defender, you also want to know where Trent Cole is.
You got to get someone
blocking and pass protection.
You got to get someone like spray paint their helmet so they can identify him a little better. Unbelievable.
Smith dumps it off to Gore on 2nd and 20. And Gore knocked out of bounds at the 39 after picking up 6.
And here he is right here. I mean, he's your best pass rusher. And I don't know. I'd like to see Joe Staley come down, the tackle come down and block Trent Cole and let my running back get to the outside and have the linebackers. So, you know, Joe's been out for a while. He's coming back off of a knee injury. So maybe that was just a little bit of a missed assignment right there.
Staley missed the last 6 games. Now 3rd down and 14.
If you miss a guy, you don't want to miss a guy like Trent Cole. You want to miss a guy like me who would be like shocked.
Quick release, Morgan the catch. Morgan down at the 31. 6 yards shy of a first. Rosalio Hansen, the former 49er, made the tackle. And again, the 49ers facing a 4th down situation.
That's a good play call on 3rd and 15. You know, give yourself an opportunity on 4th down.
This would be a 48-yard field goal, but Mike Singletary leads his offense on the field. 4th down and 5.
So they're disguising that pressure.
And the coverage.
Here it comes.
Smith throws and the catch is made for a 1st down by Vernon Davis. Only his 2nd reception today. Davis gains 15 and a San Francisco 1st down.
That's a nice job by Alex Smith of identifying the blitz is coming and staying in there. There's Vernon Davis, little crossing route.
It was good, though. You saw him check the hot, Tony, on the release. It wasn't there, so he finished his route. And there's a point you brought up. Alex Smith hanging in there in the pocket on a 4th down.
That's a huge play. Huge play.
1st and 10 from the Eagles' 15-yard line. Inside handoff to Gore. And Gore takes it down to the 12. Tackled by Hakeem Jordan. Gain of 3.
There's that pull again with the guard.
Well, that's what they want it to be, Tony. I think when the season started off, that's what Jimmy Ray, offensive coordinator Jimmy Ray, wanted this offense to be. You know, a very physical running team. You know, he's got some athletic linemen in that starting 5. You know, they call it a trap and wrap. You know, you come around, you're trapping guys inside and you're wrapping, they're trying to get onto the edge.
I'll tell you what, if you're a linebacker, you got to keep an eye on David Boss. It's like the 4th time he pulled around and lead Gore through the hole.
Boss the left guard. 2nd down and 7. Smith complete. Morgan. Touchdown.
They made a nice adjustment at halftime because in the 1st half, when Philadelphia was bringing pressure, we talked about it several times. There were blitzers free to Alex Smith. When they have brought pressure this half, they've done a good job of at least getting a hat on a hat and giving Alex Smith the time to throw the ball.
Josh Morgan did a nice job of sneaking out and finding the empty, voided space.
His 3rd touchdown reception of the season. Nedney the extra point. The 49ers capitalize on the Philadelphia Eagles' 2nd turnover.
Yeah, let's go back and take a look at this. Okay, we've got 3 threats here in the passing game, and then we've got the defenders. Now here comes the pressure. Now all of a sudden it's 3-on-2. I think that this is just a really good play call at that time. I think that what Jimmy Ray had called with Josh Morgan being able to open up very quickly with that Philadelphia Eagle pressure was just great anticipation.
Eagles run over their 2nd play of this 3rd quarter. McNabb was picked off on the 1st. Donovan McNabb with a touchdown pass to Deshaun Jackson in the 1st quarter, a touchdown run in the 2nd quarter, but he's also been intercepted twice.
He's made a couple of decisions that I'm sure he'd like to have back. That throw into the end zone and that 1st pass here in the 2nd half, back across his body into the middle of the field.
McNabb on 2nd and 7, complete to Jackson. And Deshaun Jackson has an Eagles 1st down.
Trey Blythe thought he was going to be able to sneak off at Deshaun Jackson, get over there and help out Brent Selleck. Down here at the bottom of your screen, number 31. Nice job by Donovan. Had to bait him with his eyes. He was kind of playing in between. If he felt the ball was coming to Deshaun Jackson, he'd be able to get out there and help. Looks like he thought for sure it was going to Brent Selleck. Good job by Donovan McNabb not being fooled.
From the 47-yard line. McNabb going deep for Jackson.
Oh, there was the record.
That was close.
The record Daryl's talking about, the 8 touchdowns of at least 50 yards scored this season by Jackson.
If he's even,
He's leaving.
he's leaving.
Exactly.
Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch back in 1951 and Devin Hester of the Bears in 2007.
Crazy Legs. You got to like that. We got to start giving out nicknames like that, Daryl. Crazy Legs, White Shoes.
If you had
more of those.
If you had Crazy Legs in your fantasy pool back in 1951, I think you fared pretty well.
Very well.
Record at 10. McCoy into 49ers territory.
Crazy legs.
Gain of 8.
Well, we had a chance to talk to Deshaun Jackson about the opportunity to set that record. There's Elroy right there, crazy legs. Deshaun, well, why do they call him crazy legs? We had to get into that unique running style that he had. He has 8, and that was a possibility for number 9 right there.
He had a couple opportunities. The one in the corner that he overthrew him, and that one right there.
And he was well aware when we spoke with him on Friday that Chris Johnson has 7.
Yes, he was.
Chris Johnson of the Tennessee Titans just one behind Deshaun, crazy legs, and Devin. Penalty flag as McNabb takes it all the way down inside the 20-yard line. Tackled by Deshaun Goldson. Gain of 27, but the flag is back at midfield. And it is against the Eagles.
Holding. Offense. Number 79. 10-yard penalty. Repeat,
Left
third
guard,
down.
Todd Hermans. Only the second Eagles penalty today.
Donovan has done as good a job today as I have seen all season of recognizing the opportunity to run with the football. Todd Herman's working on Justin Smith.
That's only the 4th holding penalty against the Eagles so far this year. That is not a common practice for them.
And Goose Hermans has 3 of the 4. So instead of a 27-yard gain for McNabb, it will be 3rd and 12 back at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, only a 10-yard penalty, but a lot of lost yardage right there for this Eagles offense. Some of that hidden yardage that everybody talks about.
McNabb gets rid of it to Selleck. And Selleck, he stopped about 2 yards shy at the 45-yard line. He needed 12 and he gained 10. So the Eagles send out punter Sav Rocca.
This would be a little better of an opportunity to go for it on 4th down than we saw earlier today.
Yeah, but now when you've let them get back to 20-13, it's back to a 1-possession game.
Yeah.
The Eagles went for it in the first quarter on 4th and 1 from their own 29.
Got their defense all fired up.
Rocca punts from his own 45. Arnaz Battle lets it bounce, and it rolls all the way down to the 1 where it's scooped up by Hansen. There is a flag back at the 41-yard line.
You can't let the ball hit the ground, and Arnaz Battle had time to get over there. He's warning his players to stay away from the ball so it doesn't bounce and hit him, but he's got to make that catch. He's got to be able to get over there and field that punt at the 10-yard line to prevent the situation that could be happening right now. 1st and 10 at your own 1-yard line. Now, hopefully this flag is going to go against against Philadelphia, and you're not going to have to start your offense on your own 1-yard line.
Hopefully from Battle's perspective.
Yeah, I don't understand. I mean, it's rule number 1 as a punt returner. You do not let the ball hit the ground, especially inside the 20.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Illegal touching by the kicking team, number 21. Holding by the return team, number 56. Those penalties offset. Replay 4th down.
Hansen went out of bounds, and then he was the first one to touch the ball, so that is the illegal touch. You cannot be the first player to touch the ball if you were out of bounds, then came back onto the playing field.
He's got to know that one too. He had Demetri Patterson right there. He's got to let him know, hey, I was out of bounds. You've got to down this ball.
It's almost better for him just to stop and not even go after the ball, right?
Yeah. Eliminate any doubt from your teammates that you can't touch it.
Right.
So the weak kick, and again Battle lets it go, but this time bounces into the end zone for a touchback.
A couple of miscues by the Philadelphia Eagles over the last few plays. They should be 1st and 10 for the Philadelphia Eagles right here. They have the holding penalty that brings them back. And then they do the punt, and it should be 1st and 10 San Francisco on their own 1-yard line. So when people talk about hidden yardage, there's 2 opportunities right there where Philadelphia gave up chances to be in good field position or for San Francisco to be in very bad field position.
So missed opportunities in the first half for the Eagles as well. As Frank Gore picks up big yardage on first down. Gore is into Eagles territory and is finally chased down by Sheldon Brown after picking up 37 yards.
That was a gaping hole on that offensive line right there.
Here comes that guard around again, Tony. This time it's Shiloh Rochelle.
There he is,
pull
leading
and trap.
through.
Yep.
Them guards are doing a nice job today of leading through.
Guess what, Goose? Gore is over 100.
He broke the streak.
First back to rush for over 100 against the Eagles in 24 games. Sheldon Brown shaken up, and that is not good news for the Eagles. Replaced by Joselio Hansen. And Frank Gore goes over 100 on this run. Brown made the tackle. The last player to rush for at least 100 yards against the Eagles was Brandon Jacobs of the Giants last November. Gore the first in 24 games since. More importantly, the 49ers are in Philadelphia territory. Here's Gore, another big hole, another first down, and a flag. Gore to the 28.
What a great cut. Looks like he's going to the outside and cut back inside.
Yeah, he froze Asante Samuel. Asante thought he was coming outside too.
Holding. Offense. Number 62. 10-yard penalty. It remains first down.
Not just him.
Shiloh Rochelle.
Jaquay Parker got froze on that also. Watch Frank Gore. Comes, looks like he's going to go and head right to the outside. Boom, Jaquay Parker bites. There it is. Downhill.
That was a close one.
Wow.
And that was kind of in the framework of the body. It would be interesting to see if his hands got over the top. But it looked to me like he had him right on the shoulder pads.
Tough to call that in the deep end of the pool, right, Darryl?
Yeah. You like that one?
That's the deep end. Between the tackles and the deep end, you got to stay in the kids' end, the shallow part. Those guys get in there.
Instead of a 15-yard gain, it's first and 14, and that's Michael Robinson, his first carry today. Glenn Coffey is doubtful to return with a left hamstring strain, so Michael Robinson the carry, and he loses 2 yards.
Watch big Mike Patterson right there, number 98. Splits
the double team. Wow. Moran Norris doesn't even go and recognize him because he's getting doubled and just comes right through. Nowhere to run.
Goose and Deuce in sync.
That's what them big guys can do in the middle there. Mike Patterson. Gotta get them sacks up, though. He's only got half the sack. It's tough for the big guys in the middle.
Second down and 15. Smith complete to Crabtree. His second catch. Crabtree tackled by Will Witherspoon at the 41-yard line, a gain of 7.
Well, we're always looking for nicknames. How about Mike Stan Pat Patterson, Matt Moose? You like that one? We can. I mean, this is.
You know what? I turned like the 15 you threw out during the commercial breakdown, and I'm going to turn that one down.
Mike Stan Pat Patterson. I like that. Look at this man. He's a big man.
There's nothing
He's standing pat.
You know what? When he moves, there's nothing standing pat, Goose.
Come on, man.
Everything's a wiggle and a jiggle.
We got to come up with new names. Work with me.
While Goose thinks about it, here's Smith on third down and 8. He was under pressure from White and threw it away.
Well, they got it back, dialed up again defensively. In the first half, we saw guys coming clean quite a bit. It looked as though they made some good corrections at halftime, but there again, look at all the Eagle defenders getting turned free. Right in the middle, Tracy White comes clean.
I think they got the slide to the center. Makes a big difference. Eric Heitman.
49ers now 0 for 8 on third downs today. So Andy Lee punting from midfield. Again, angling it away from Deshaun Jackson, who calls for the fair catch at the 11.
Philadelphia, I mean, historically, we've had an opportunity to do a lot of Eagle games over the years, and they have these little lulls during the course of these games. I mean, they looked outstanding in the first half.
They trailed 20-3 at the half. 49ers must win. Keep their slim playoff hopes alive. Leonard Weaver bounces it to the outside and is forced out of bounds by Patrick Willis. For the Eagles, a win and they clinch a playoff berth. Last year, they went down to the final game of the season against Dallas. Eagles have been to the playoffs 7 times under head coach Andy Reid.
Well, they got another big one at the end of the year this year with Dallas again.
Eagles hold for Denver next week, finish the season in Dallas. 3rd down and 2. Off the play fake. McNabb going deep for Jackson. He's got him. Deshaun Jackson. Forced out of bounds by Michael Lewis. On 3rd down and 2. Jackson takes it to the 49ers 22. A 59-yard pass play.
I just don't know how you allow that to happen in that situation.
I don't think they got somebody who can cover him. I mean, he just runs straight down the field. Look at this.
Michael Lewis cannot be that tight to the line of scrimmage. I mean, they're only 10, 12 yards off the line of scrimmage, and you've got one of the fastest guys in the league.
As soon as you see him come off the line of scrimmage, you got to turn and just run.
Yeah, you got to get out of your back pedal. You can't be backpedaling.
On 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line, McNabb to Jason Avant. Wrapped up by Terrell Brown after a gain of 4.
What's amazing to me after these wide receivers, they have a huge run like that, a huge catch. They don't ever take a break. They just stay right in there, man. These guys are in unbelievable shape. I'd be on the side getting a little oxygen. That's me.
Especially at this point in the season, too.
Man, unbelievable.
5th 100-yard game for Jackson this season. 2nd and 6 from the 18-yard line. Leonard Weaver. Weaver down to the 12.
Nice job by Weaver going and finding a hole because he did have the cutback. On the backside, the right tackle went and made a beautiful cut, Jason Peters, for the cutback, but Weaver didn't even have to go that way. Watch Leonard Weaver. He has that backside cut. Beautiful job lowering the shoulder and getting the 1st down.
A good job by Todd Herman. Just enough to get Leonard Weaver back underneath. They need to stay with that now. They've been in the red zone a couple times here and have had to settle for field goals. They've gotten away from their running game.
Yeah, Leonard Weaver's got to run downhill like we're seeing right here.
Here's Weaver. Weaver down inside the 3 goose.
You know, I think earlier he was trying to go and get the corner, Darryl. I don't think he has the speed to go and get the corner on this San Francisco defense. But I think what he's got to do is just what we saw right there. Downhill running. Hard man to stop with all that weight behind him going and moving. That's the guy we got to get a name for.
Second and 1. Weaver wrapped up by Takeo Spikes.
I'll tell you, Takeo is tough in these situations. He was the first contact on that 4th and short attempt in that 1st quarter from the Eagles' 29-yard line. And again there, down near the goal line. Watch 51 come in. There he is. Watch him find his way through everything. Nice aggressive move to the line of scrimmage.
Leonard Weaver pumping his legs, though. You got to respect that. Even though he got that hit from Spikes, keeps moving his legs, and he might have a 1st down here.
It's 3rd and 1. Eagles can pick up a 1st down without scoring a touchdown. Weaver and McCoy are the backs. McCoy, and he is in for the touchdown. Fourth touchdown run of the season for McCoy, who has set a franchise record for rushing yards by a rookie. Mike Singletary not very happy. Singletary was trying to call a timeout prior to the snap.
He's still fiery. He has a passion for this game.
Now the head coach has the opportunity to call a timeout on the sideline. Mike Singletary saying that they missed it.
Two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, David Akers. Mike Singletary, as we saw moments ago, tried to call a timeout prior to the Eagles touchdown. Two of the officials on this crew today, Darrell, are not usually part of Don Carey's crew. The line judge, Carl Johnson, and the field judge, Mike Weir, were unable to travel to Philadelphia due to the snowstorm. So John Schleier and James Coleman, who both live in the area and were not scheduled to work this weekend, are filling in with this crew. As Morris bobbled the kickoff. Maura Norris bobbling the short kick by Akers. And it will be 49ers football. Eagles lead by 14. Eagles clinch a playoff spot with a victory today. 49ers eliminated from playoff contention with a loss. An Eagles win would be their 10th. Dallas Cowboys 9-5 following their big win in New Orleans last night. Giants 7-6. Good action tomorrow night in Washington. So the 49ers go back to work on offense as Smith's pass on 2nd and 10. Smith yet incomplete under pressure from Quay Parker, who's played a strong game today.
He really has.
Looks like that pass is going to Vernon Davis. He gets stopped there on the line, never turns around, looks for the ball.
That might have been overthrown underneath too. You know,
I think the
Alex has
timing
got so much pressure in his face.
I think the timing was thrown off exactly, Darrell.
3rd down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Smith down, back at the 20. Chris Clemens with his 3rd sack of the season.
I tell you, just immediately up the field against Adam Snyder. I mean, just beat him to the spot with the first 2 steps.
That's just getting a jump on the ball.
Oh.
He was off the ball. I mean, he was the first one off the ball.
Andy Lee punting from his own 15-yard line. Good kick, forcing Jackson back to the 19. Penalty flag as Deshaun is forced out of bounds at the 30. 2 flags back at the 25-yard line. A 56-yard punt by Lee, 11 on the return.
During the return, the legal block in the back. Kicking, receiving team, number 52, 10-yard penalty. It will be San Francisco ball, excuse me, Philadelphia ball, 1st and 10.
On 1st down, this is Weaver. And Weaver gains a yard out to the 16. Patrick Willis made the tackle.
This would be a good opportunity for the Philadelphia Eagles to work on that portion of the game that you've got the lead. It's time to take time off the clock. You know, get in there with Leonard Weaver, LaShawn McCoy, start running the ball, keep that clock moving, convert some 1st downs, keep that San Francisco offense on the sideline.
Second down and 9. McNabb's pass nearly intercepted, and then it's caught by Reggie Brown. Shawntae Spencer thought he had it. Brown comes up with the catch.
That's a dangerous throw right there, Darrell. Wow.
You ain't kidding, Goose. I don't understand that one. I mean, Shawntae Spencer's really sitting on it. He's inside.
Brown in the right place at the right time. Gains 13 and an Eagles 1st down.
Good concentration by Reggie Brown, staying with that play.
Only the 8th reception of the season for Brown. Now, from the 29, the slant is caught by Avant, and Jason Avant picks up another Eagles first down out to the 48, a gain of 19 yards.
You know what, Dal, you are right. I'm really surprised that they're not running the ball, trying to run this clock down. I mean, they're moving the ball, but there's always, you know, the way that Donovan's been throwing it earlier, and there's always that, you know, opportunity for the 49ers to go and get a pick when you're throwing the ball. It boggles my mind why they're not having the ground attack.
Well, I mean, the offense is based on throwing. And, you know, when Andy Reid is balanced, he's 65-35, you know, maybe 60-40. So
off the play fake, screen to McCoy, but it did not fool Takeo Spikes.
But Takeo Spikes has had a nice game this afternoon.
All over the field today.
You know, it was surprising getting ready for this game, and, you know, the potential for the San Francisco 49ers, their playoff hopes very slim at this stage. To see the guys from that team that have not had an opportunity to be in the playoffs during their career, Takeo Spikes, Justin Smith, Nate Clements, you know, guys that are really good football players, been in the league for a long time and have never experienced that opportunity to be in playoff football. And Goose, you know, we're very fortunate.
Like
it is unbelievable. It is so exciting.
Once you get a taste of that playoff picture, man, I'll tell you what, that's all you want.
The end around to Jackson. Jackson hit a little bit late by Deshaun Goldson. He mentioned Goldson to us on Friday. They were rivals in college, Jackson and Cal. Goldson played at Washington.
Is that Andy Reid getting after him a little bit?
Players are getting pegged by snowballs.
Yeah, you know what? I'm surprised it took this long. You know, we played a game at the Vet when there was snow the day before, and I'm real surprised that it's taken this long.
For the fans to start throwing them?
Yeah.
There's a lot of snow, even though they removed a bunch of it, still left in this stadium. It's just, it's uncalled for.
Now on 3rd down and 4.
Timeout.
Back in Philadelphia following the timeout, Kenny Albert, Darryl Johnston, Tony Siragusa. Eagles lead the 49ers 27-13. Eagles in the playoffs for the win. 49ers eliminated should they lose. 3rd down and 4. McNabb short. He was looking for Avant. Eagles will punt.
At times they can do it during the course of the game, but they need to learn how to do it in a specific situation, like right now. You know, get that drive like they did earlier this game, the 94-yard drive. The drive last week against the Giants in the 4th quarter was a fantastic drive. If you can develop that consistency, the ability to drive in the 4th quarter and take time off the clock, with how explosive this offense is right now, Philadelphia is going to be a team you do not want to play in the playoffs.
Again, Battle lets the punt bounce in front of him. Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb have been to the playoffs 7 times. Alex Smith and the 49ers hoping to stay alive. They trail by 14 midway through the 4th quarter from the 13-yard line. Smith's pass is caught by Crabtree, but he loses 4 yards.
Yeah, good job by Rogelio Hansen.
It's tough to run a screen against a team that's what they live and die on. Tell you what, they recognize it, and we're on that extremely quick.
Eagles having a hard time shuffling in personnel. 2nd down and 14. Smith from the end zone, and the catch is made by Crabtree at the 20. 21-yard line.
Pretty impressive what he's done. We had San Francisco earlier this season, and Michael Crabtree had just ended his holdout and was joining the team that were going to go into their bye week, and so he missed 6 games, you know, this season, and he is the leading receiver for this 49er team in 2009. So there's a lot of good pieces in place on this offense. If they can just keep some consistency, all these guys, everybody on this offense has battled different coordinators every season for the last 4 or 5 years. If they can stay in this same system and develop some continuity, they've got some good players out there.
They're down and 2. Smith directing traffic, now throws downfield, looking for Crabtree. And a penalty flag. Sean Jones made contact with Michael Crabtree.
All he's got to do is get his head around. He doesn't get his head around.
Defense, number 26, spot foul, automatic first down.
49ers gained 44 yards on the penalty. And now have a 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 35. Smith fires to the end zone, and it's broken up, intended for Jason Hill, and it's Jones on the coverage.
Two vertical routes down the sideline.
Jones along with Sheldon Brown.
Good job at the point of the ball arriving. Sheldon Brown and Sean Jones. Looked like both of them got a hand on it to knock it away.
I like taking a shot. Alex Smith taking a shot downfield. Nothing to lose. Let's go. Put the ball up. Let your receiver go and get it.
2nd and 10 from the 35.
Yeah, we've talked about the aggressiveness of Asante Samuel.
Full start. Offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Left guard, David Boss.
We've yet to see San Francisco's offense try and take advantage of that with a double move on it.
Andy Reid and Donovan McNabb have been to the playoffs 7 times. Alex Smith and the 49ers hoping to stay alive. They trail by 14 midway through the 4th quarter from the 13-yard line. Smith's pass is caught by Crabtree, but he loses 4 yards.
Yeah, good job by Rogelio Hansen.
It's tough to run a screen against a team that's what they live and die on. Tell you what, they recognize it, and we're on that extremely quick.
Eagles having a hard time shuffling in personnel. 2nd down and 14. Smith from the end zone, and the catch is made by Crabtree at the 20. 21-yard line.
Pretty impressive what he's done. We had San Francisco earlier this season, and Michael Crabtree had just ended his holdout and was joining the team that were going to go into their bye week, and so he missed 6 games, this season, and he is the leading receiver for this 49er team in 2009. So there's a lot of good pieces in place on this offense. If they can just keep some consistency, all these guys, everybody on this offense has battled different coordinators every season for the last 4 or 5 years. If they can stay in this same system and develop some continuity, they've got some good players out there.
They're down and 2. Smith directing traffic, now throws downfield, looking for Crabtree, and a penalty flag. Sean Jones made contact with Michael Crabtree.
All he's got to do is get his head around. He doesn't get his head around.
Defense, number 26, spot foul, automatic first down.
'49ers gained 44 yards on the penalty, and now have a 1st and 10 from the Eagles' 35. Smith fires to the end zone, and it's broken up, intended for Jason Hill. And it's Jones on the coverage.
Two vertical routes down the sideline.
Jones along with Sheldon Brown.
Good job at the point of the ball arriving. Sheldon Brown and Sean Jones. Looked like both of them got a hand on it to knock it away.
I like taking a shot. Alex Smith taking a shot downfield. Nothing to lose. Let's go. Put the ball up. Let your receiver go and get it.
2nd and 10 from the 35.
Yeah, we've talked about the aggressiveness of Asante Samuel.
Full start. Offense. Number 64. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Left guard David Boss.
But we've yet to see San Francisco's offense try and take advantage of that with a double move on him.
That's a tight helmet right there. Wow, there's not a lot of room between the helmet and the skin. I thought my helmet was tight when I played. Big man.
6'4", 330, Goose. 2nd and 15. Smith completes to Vernon Davis. Tackled by Joselio Hansen at the 31-yard line. Gain of 9.
Vernon Davis, number 85, working that middle of the field. We've seen a lot of those vertical routes going down the field. Trying to catch Vernon Davis underneath with some room to run after the catch.
3rd down and 6 from the 31. Smith just able to get rid of it. The catch is made by Morgan. Will Witherspoon makes the tackle. It will be close. It'll depend on the spot and the forward progress.
Now that yellow line is not official, right, Kenny?
It is unofficial, Goose.
Okay.
That's for measurement. At least get your clock to stop.
Yeah, that's close enough for a measurement, right?
Yeah. They're trying to bring him out.
Players getting in the way of the chains. The measurement. Just short. Smith on the quarterback sneak. Smith keeps on going, but the whistles have been blown. And it is a 49ers first down.
And they're winding it again already. Alex has got to hustle back.
The 49ers need a win to stay alive. They trail by 14. Under 5 minutes remaining here in Philadelphia. From the 25-yard line. Smith deflected by Brown, and Michael came down out of bounds. But a terrific play once again by Sheldon Brown.
Well, there's got to be something out there that they feel they've got a good opportunity with, because we've seen this throw twice in the last 4 plays. Again, Sheldon Brown, a great job at the point that that ball arrives. Quentin Michael showing his range, getting across the field.
Michael Crabtree, the intended receiver, now 2nd and 10. May have taken too much time.
Delay game. Offense. 5-yard penalty. It remains 2nd down.
Again, the Eagles clinch a playoff spot with a win today. An Eagles win would also eliminate the 49ers thanks to the Arizona Cardinals win over the Detroit Lions, 31-24. Cardinals would clinch the NFC West for the second straight year with an Eagles victory. Second down and 15. Smith's pass is caught by Morgan, and he's tackled by Hansen, kept him in bounds. Remember, the 49ers have beaten the Cardinals twice. San Francisco won both meetings with Arizona.
They beat him the opening game of the year and then again last week.
Cardinals now 9-5 following their win today. 49ers at 6-7. Third down and 7. Smith over the top, but the pass was behind Vernon Davis.
Vernon's just got to learn some of the subtleties of the position. He's got so much athletic ability, but there's some just subtle things as a tight end, you know, especially when you're working in the middle of the field near the umpire, you know, how to get that separation with adjusting your routes. He'll learn that as time goes on.
Antonio Dixon spurring the crowd on. Fourth down and 7. And a timeout is taken by Philadelphia.
But it was the turnovers in the first half for the San Francisco team. 4 first-half turnovers led to 13 Philadelphia points.
Smith has thrown 3 interceptions. 49ers also lost a fumble. '49ers trailed 20-3 at the half. Scored 10 third-quarter points, but a LaShawn McCoy touchdown run early in this fourth quarter has given the Eagles some breathing room. Fourth down and 7. 49ers looking to keep their season alive. Empty backfield. Smith steps up, and then he's taken down at the 27-yard line. Again, it is Trent Cole. His second sack today.
Only a 4-man rush, too. You know, when you can only rush 4 guys and get the pressure on them, you know the secondary is going to be solidified. Get that extra guy in the backside, but they are relentless. Trent Cole does a great job of coming off and getting that sack on 4th down to turn the ball over.
Now here's the big thing for Philadelphia right now. It's a 2-possession game, but you're getting ready to get into some playoff football here in a couple of weeks. And we had New England last week. And remember, Tony, they talked about when Wes Welker said one of the things we've got to correct is we've got to start finishing games with the offense on the field, especially in a 1-possession game. Don't give your opponent the opportunity to go back out and tie the game or beat you if it's only a 3-point lead. Philadelphia in this situation, keep your offense on the field. Finish this last 3:45 with this group on the field.
Weaver gains 5 out to the 32-yard line. And a timeout is taken by the 49ers, stopping the clock with 3:39 remaining. And Mike Singletary's 49ers in need of a miracle in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. And for the Eagles, should they hold on, it would be their 5th consecutive win. And we've talked not only throughout this game, but during earlier Eagles games this season about their success in December, and it's continued today.
It's amazing. And, you know, we talked to Andy Reid about it on Friday, and he really didn't have a specific reason why. I think when you talk about a coach and a quarterback who were able to spend a lot of time together, I think that bodes well for the Philadelphia Eagles. You're able to build around Donovan McNabb and what he can do. And you know, Andy kind of says, you know, at this point of the season, we kind of know as coaches what our players can do. We've kind of worked through the season, added things from week to week. We know what we do best. We know the things that we tried that didn't really work out. So when you get to December, you should be playing offensively and defensively the best football because you're doing the things that the players can do the best.
Second down and 6. Weaver out to the 36-yard line. And another timeout taken by San Francisco. Eagles were 5-4 coming off back-to-back losses to Dallas and San Diego. But they've put together 4 consecutive victories against Chicago, Washington, Atlanta, and the Giants. 3 of the 4 coming on the road. And here at home today, 3.5 minutes away from defeating the San Francisco 49ers for their 5th consecutive win. DeSean Jackson, another big day. McNabb with the touchdown pass to Jackson in the first quarter, a touchdown run in the second, and as you mentioned, 4 turnovers committed by the 49ers, leading to 13 points. And DeSean Jackson, the first Eagle since Mike Quick back in 1985. Mike Quick up in the Eagles radio booth handles their color commentary with back-to-back games of at least 140 receiving yards. There's Mike next to his partner Merrill Reese. So Mike Quick, the last Eagle with back-to-back 140-yard receiving games. DeSean Jackson has done it the last 2 weeks, and the Eagles move the chains.
But DeSean Jackson has great breakaway speed too. And a couple times today, he got completely behind this 49er secondary.
Here's Weaver.
No, you've got to have veterans on your team that are good mentors for your young guys, and Donovan McNabb has been that for quite a few people throughout his career. And again, he's had a big impact on DeSean Jackson. But Kenny, getting back to what you said, I mean, this Eagle team was 5-4, back-to-back losses, and through that first 9 weeks of the season, I think coming into this year, everybody was excited as Philadelphia Eagle fans about what they were going to be able to do because of that offensive line. And that offensive line was in flux for the majority of the first part of this season. They've gotten the continuity in that starting 5 right now. And you go back over the last 5 or 6 weeks. It's, to me, you know, the explosive players on the outside and Donovan McNabb have always been there. But if that line is not in sync and there's not continuity and chemistry there, then it impacts your running game and your passing game. Now, and Winston Justice is a great example. Nobody expected Winston Justice to be the starting right tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles this year. And I give him a lot of credit for the way that he has rose up with the adversity of that game in New York, where he took a lot of the blame, and a lot of it wasn't Winston's fault. He was really credited with, I think, 4 sacks that night when you really broke the film down. There was breakdowns across the board. He's battled back. He's been the starting right tackle. He's been consistent all year long. The Eagles rewarded him with an extension on his contract. And he's one of the real reasons that this offense is really starting to gain some continuity and hitting their stride. I mean, he was a guy that nobody expected to be a contributor this year, and has actually ended up being, you know, one of the key people on that offensive line.
And you're talking about that game back in 2007 when Osi Umenyiora had 6 of the 12 giant sacks of McNabb. That was Justice's first career start as he was matched up with Umenyiora. McNabb to Selleck, first down. And this will take us to the 2-minute warning, and the 49ers are out of timeouts, so the Eagles will be able to run out the clock. 15 yards from McNabb. Donovan McNabb, 306 yards in the air, 1 touchdown, a touchdown run. The Eagles 2 minutes from a playoff berth.
Donovan McNabb had a nice game this afternoon. He had a couple of decisions to throw into the end zone, and then the interception here to start the second half. Uncharacteristic of Donovan McNabb, but I tell you, other than that, he made some great plays with his feet.
Packers look to win their 6th in a row. Steelers have lost their last 5. Great job by our entire crew here in Philadelphia today. The Eagles heading to the playoffs for the 8th time under Andy Reid, while the 49ers will play out the string against the Lions and the Rams. They will drop to 6-8. The Arizona Cardinals win the NFC West. For the Philadelphia Eagles, a trip to the postseason. They have won 5 consecutive games for the first time since 2006.
The only thing to figure out now, will it be as a wild card team or the NFC East champions?